All right, here's how you're going to thrive in the chaos of the holidays. So, a lot of things are going to be coming up, and I've got multiple guys going through the same things. It's networking events, it's family events, it's food, it's drinks, it's all sorts of things that are going to throw you off from your routine. And this is life, this is going to happen. But it's a matter of how you manage yourself through this whole situation. And I like to use the analogy of a storm or the weather when you're going through this whole season. When you are going to go to a destination, whether it's across the country or across town and it's raining, you're going to dress differently, you're going to drive differently, you are going to prepare different than you would if it was bright and sunny out. And you're going to expect some things. It's going to take longer to get there. You're going to have to drive slow. You're going to have to not take the turns as fast. You're going to have to brake earlier. You may get your feet wet. You may get wet, right? So you expect these things. And so you should expect the same out of the holidays, is that you are going to indulge a little bit. You are going to go off the path just a little bit. And frankly, this is the path. So let's even erase that. You're not off the path. By watching this video, by taking this information in and preparing yourself, you are going to be prepared for what's ahead. I love the quote pulled from Reverend Ike, who said that, pull this up here, when you mentally prepare for something, your mind proceeds to produce it. So when you prepare yourself for what's ahead, mentally, you are going to be prepared more physically, emotionally, and energetically. So taking this weather concept into account, embrace the storm, enjoy the rain, enjoy the process, the social connections, the ability to network and have a drink with friends, family, and enjoy that time. You earned it. You're putting the work in. Now we're going to talk about how to earn that more effectively and how to mitigate the setbacks that come from drinking, eating cookies, all these other things that feed you in different ways, and not go off the path. We want to make sure that you're still going. And I like to use jiu-jitsu as an analogy to this as well. So when I started jiu-jitsu years ago, I was a white belt. It was my first time going on the mat, and I went against a brown belt. So this guy's got years of experience. He's also 50 pounds lighter than me. And he was just having his way with me. He was in a state of flow. Everything was easy for him. He wasn't huffing and puffing and breathing and using any muscle, really. It was just all form and using myself against me. And I was, on the other hand, inexperienced, freaking out, breathing out hard as hell, trying to use my muscle against him. And I was getting tapped out all the time. And it wasn't until we were sparring for some time that I was really just exhausted and breathing hard and huffing and puffing. And he told me, just breathe, while he had me in a pinned position. And I just relaxed and I breathed. And I got myself out of the position or the hold that he had me in, because I was able to collect myself. I was able to see what was going on and what opportunities, more importantly, there were within this chaotic situation, within this storm. I was able to see a dry spot. The proverbial get into the cave or underneath the tree or get some shelter to make myself comfortable when it's downpouring outside, right? And so I was able to breathe, collect myself, and actually enjoy the rest of the sparring session much more. And years later, when I became a blue belt, I brought my friend in who was a Naval Academy graduate, military guy, and he's never done jiu-jitsu before, and he was a white belt, and I sparred with him, and the same thing happened with him. He was breathing hard, huffing and puffing. I told him the same thing, and he relaxed and got a little bit calmer. And over the months and years of sparring, you get more cool, calm, collective as you go through this process. And the same thing's going to be happening with you. The more seasons you go through, the more years you go through with this process, the more cool, calm, collective you're going to be. And you're going to go from a white belt to a brown belt to a black belt. and we're going to get you there. So weathering the storm, breathing, composing yourself, finding the opportunities within the storm and enjoying it, because you know there's going to be clearance and sunny days ahead after the season to where you can really double down and be on top of everything and, you know, really go full force. Right now, you're just going to be managing some things a little bit more, right? Less of a full steam ahead type mentality and more so just a mitigation while still making progress. And we're going to talk about how you can still make progress during this season by doing certain little things that are going to keep you on track and on the path and still make progress. So a lot of this stuff when it comes to drinking, food, it's the dosage that's going to harm you the most, right? So if you go on a bender, you just go ham on cookies, that could throw you off, make you go for days where you're eating like shit, right? If you drink too much, you're going to feel like shit the next day, and that's going to throw you off on your eating, on your activity, and it's going to be harder to get that boulder up the hill. Whereas if you keep momentum going on a daily basis, you're going to still keep momentum throughout these networking events and these parties and these outings that you're going to be having. You need to enjoy, first and foremost, the people around you, the opportunities to network, to have a drink with somebody, to enjoy somebody's baking or food that they cooked. You know, they're doing this out of love. They're doing this out of connection. And you enjoying yourself and the people around you and what they've created and what they're sharing is a big part of the holidays. So we need to embrace that. So that's embracing the storm and finding the peace within the chaos. You breathing, you finding shelter and enjoying your time and company with other people. To mitigate this and to be on point, prioritize your protein. Prioritize your protein first thing in the morning, lunch, and then typically you're going to have the events during dinner time, right? So get your protein in during dinner time when you're out, but also enjoy the other things too, within reason. Stuff yourself to 80%, don't overindulge, and kind of use that as a framework, right? If you're going to have lunch or breakfast with somebody or a family, right, just reverse the process. Put a hard stop after breakfast, put a hard stop after lunch if you can. If you got back to back, it's going to be a more of a heavy dose day. It's going to be a bigger storm, right? But manage yourself. Always prioritize protein. Make it the first thing on your plate. Make it the first thing that goes in your mouth. And then from there, you can indulge in the drink. You can indulge in the cookie or crackers or whatever it is. But don't overstuff yourself. This is part of the aspect of just managing your emotions and managing your breath and finding the gaps, as I did in jiu-jitsu, to be able to get yourself out of that situation. And we're going to talk about some skill sets, some things that you can implement to earn these things effectively in a social situation anywhere. So we mentioned stick to your protein at the beginning and middle of the day. If you got an evening event, then still prioritize your protein, get it in first, and then have the snacks or the whatever the sides are or the drinks are. And sometimes you won't be able to, it'll just be drinks. So take some EAAs beforehand or have some protein on the way there. Do some things like that, but indulge, enjoy yourself. You're earning this. So enjoy your time with your family. And then make a deal with yourself. This is the third one. So I'd say protein, enjoy your time and really embrace where you're at and who you're with. And then the third one is earn this stuff. Make a deal with yourself. Do 50 squats or 50 push-ups for every drink you're going to have, for every cookie you're going to have. And that may sound extreme, but this is putting the brakes on the system, right? It's mitigating and allowing you to go play, go have fun, but you're going to earn every single one of these. When you do 50 squats, when you do 50 push-ups, and you could do elevated push-ups, you could do just squats, in the bathroom. This can all be done, by the way, in like a private room or bathroom. You go into the bathroom. If it's a public place, you can go into a stall. Sounds crazy, but I've done it. And I'm not talking about trying to lose weight. I just do it just to earn my keep. when I have these things is you do 50 squats, you do 50 push-ups. Squats are probably going to be the easiest to do, and you rep those out. You'll be huffing and puffing afterwards. Give yourself a minute or two to calm down, to catch your breath again, and then go back out to the party, go back out to the social scene, and have your drink, have your cookie. And you can do it before or after, whatever you need to do, but keep count. Every time you're gonna have a beer, or ideally a tequila or vodka, the clear, hard liquors are gonna be the best to go with least amount of sugar. And you just gotta mitigate how much you're having, because they can go down a little easier than beer sometimes. But it's gonna be more or less damage to control when it comes to the sugar content within the liquor. You can add lime to these drinks. You can add a little dash of cranberry to the vodka, though lemon, something like that. Citrus fruits are going to be usually best with that, but that will allow you to mitigate the sugar content and earn it. 50 squats or 50 push-ups. I would recommend squats because they're probably the easiest to do in a public setting, going to the bathroom and just repping them out there. And that's your way that you can earn these cookies, these sweets, these indulgences that will allow you to socialize and be connected with others, but it'll mitigate and probably even reduce a lot of the damage completely to where you can still get results consistently. And it's gonna keep integrity with yourself, because I get a lot of guys who beat themselves up from getting off track by having their emotions and their cravings overpower them, and they get tapped out proverbially, and they get frustrated with themselves. And this will give you some grace, the allowing yourself to enjoy time with family and friends, and knowing where you are, in terms of this season, will give you some grace and some understanding for yourself. Prioritizing protein is a check mark to say, I'm putting myself first, I'm taking care of my body first, and then we can go play. And then I think one of the most important ones beyond that is that third aspect of earning it. 50 squats or 50 push-ups. And that's keeping integrity with yourself, saying, okay, hey, we're gonna go out and play, we're gonna go out and have fun, but I'm going to earn it. And I'm gonna keep integrity with myself. You're not gonna put it off and create some debt. Make it happen during the time. Clear it out so that you can be present with people, that you can be present with yourself, so that you can truly enjoy without having something in the back of your mind going, oh, you're fucking up, you're not doing what you need to do, and you're not being truthful and honest with yourself. All those things will eat you up, and it'll pass on into conversation and interactions with other people. But instead, if you're in tune and you're staying in alignment with yourself, you're going to be far more productive, much more present with those around you, which is really what the holidays is all about, is connecting with people. So keep those in mind. This is how you can weather the storm and really come out ahead during this season, during the holidays, and then you'll be ready to go come the new year, where things can pick up and everybody's in momentum, or everybody's getting to a place where they can get into their health, and you're already going to be hitting the ground running far ahead of everybody else. So I hope this serves you well. I hope this gives you some good ammo and how you can mitigate the holidays going forward into the new year, and look forward to taking this on into the new year with full head of steam and kicking ass. Take care.